If you were born after 2010, chances are you think Manchester United has always been a walking punchline. A club defined by Maguire memes, where Old Trafford isn't the theater of dreams anymore, but the theater where Onana dishes out bloopers and 3 points like it's Christmas. A team that looks more like it's fighting relegation than chasing trophies. But it wasn't always like this. There was a time, distant, glorious, almost mythical, when the Red Devils struck fear into opponents. Entire teams would have rather binge-watch the Late Late Show with James Corden than step onto the pitch at Old Trafford. The last time that aura was truly alive? The 2007-2008 season. But before that masterpiece came together, the club went through some rough patches. By 2003, David Beckham had left for Real Madrid, marking the end of an era. Cristiano Ronaldo arrived that same year, sure, but he was still raw, getting used to the league and learning English from Gary Neville.
Are you feeling more and more confident with each game?
No, I understand.
Are you confident?
I understand, sorry.
Gary, he's looking.
United slipped into a bit of a limbo. In the 2003-04 season, they did win the FA Cup, but they finished third in the league and were knocked out of the Champions League by Mourinho's Porto, with that heartbreaking last-minute goal from Costinha. Meanwhile, Ferguson was starting to look human. He was missing on signings and his style of play seemed a bit outdated. In 2004, he brought in a young Wayne Rooney, a kid who looked ready to tear the world apart. But despite Rooney's sky-high potential and Ronaldo's steady rise, there were still key pieces missing. The team wasn't quite ready to hit that elite level. The cameras painted Ferguson as an old, stubborn man stuck in the past, but behind the scenes, the man was cooking. He was quietly building a machine. First came Edwin van der Sar from Fulham, a calm, commanding presence. Then came Patrice Evra and Vidic, two defenders who would go on to become absolute rocks at the back, legends in their own right. Carrick arrived to take up Roy Keane's mantle without needing to break ankles. Then came the 2006 and 7 season. United came out flying, and for the first time in years, they bossed the Premier League from start to finish. Mourinho, who had looked unbeatable at Chelsea, couldn't keep up. And then it happened. Rooney and Ronaldo finally clicked. And once that switch flipped, there was no stopping them. That year, they won the Premier League with authority. And Ronaldo broke records. He won both the PFA Young Player of the Year and Player of the Year awards in the same season. The team didn't just win, they entertained. Manchester United were becoming fear again. They lost in the Champions League semi-final to Kaká's Milan, but the groundwork had been laid. The 2007 and 8 season was something else entirely. It all started with the squad, because there's a difference between having good players and having a team with less mercy than Maradona scoring on a kid with no legs. In goal, the ever-reliable Edwin van der Sar. At the back, a partnership you definitely wanted to avoid at all costs. Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. On the flanks, Patrice Evra and Wes Brown. In midfield, the perfect balance. Michael Carrick and Paul Scholes. Carrick was the metronome, always in the right place, keeping everything ticking, giving the team room to breathe. And Scholes, well, he was Scholes. He could ping a 50-yard pass on a dime and hit thunderbolts that rattled crossbars for fun. When experience and leadership were needed, Ryan Giggs stepped up. And let's not forget Park Ji-sung, tireless, versatile, and a pressing machine who never stopped running. If the defense was a brick wall and the midfield a playmaking factory, what came up front was pure footballing terrorism. The attacking trio, Cristiano Ronaldo, Wayne Rooney, and Carlos Tévez.
Do you want to stay at Manchester United?
Very difficult.
There wasn't a single defensive setup in Europe ready for that kind of chaos. Just when you thought you'd figure out their patterns, they'd switch positions. It looked like a 4-4-2, but it was also a 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1, a tactical nightmare. It was whatever Sir Alex Ferguson wanted it to be that day. Now I know, all of this sounds incredible, but the season didn't exactly start off that way. In fact, it was Ferguson's worst league start in years. Dull draws, a loss to City, and Ronaldo couldn't find the net. But then, click. The team took off like a runaway train. Cristiano Ronaldo, who had taken 5 matches to get off the mark, decided it was time to go full GOAT mode. He bagged 31 goals in the Premier League alone. Yes, 31. Top scorer in the league, Ballon d'Or winner, Player of the Year. He even started smiling differently. United won the league for the 2nd year in a row. But the real history that season wasn't made in England. It happened in Europe, in the Champions League. It began with dominant performances in the group stage. Ronaldo scored against his old club but didn't celebrate. United smashed Dynamo Kiev 4-2 away with a Ronaldo brace, then finished the job at Old Trafford with a 4-0 thrashing sealed by Ronaldo goal. They also beat Roma at home thanks to Rooney's strike, then held them to a draw in Italy to top the group with confidence. In the round of 16, Lyon. A young Karim Benzema was already making noise. He scored a screamer in the first leg, but Tévez equalized, and then Ronaldo finished the job in the return leg at Old Trafford. In the quarters, Roma again, and just like the previous season when United had put 7 past them, they served up another humiliation.
Stop! He's already dead!
2-0 in Rome, goals by Ronaldo and Rooney, 1-0 at home with a header from Tévez. United didn't forgive. No mercy. And then came the main course, the semi-finals against Barcelona. But not just any Barca, John Messi's Barca, the pre-World Cup, not yet drunk version of Messi.
Querían las tres, acá están las tres.
In the first leg at the Camp Nou, Ronaldo missed a penalty. Yep, and it wouldn't be the last one he'd miss in the Champions League. But in the return leg at Old Trafford, Paul Scholes fired a rocket that sent United to the final in Moscow. Barcelona finished the season trophyless, while United were back in a Champions League final for the first time in nearly a decade. Then came the final, a night of rain, nerves, and pure drama. Against Chelsea, Cristiano opened the scoring with a majestic header. Lampard equalized just before halftime. From there, it was all heart attacks. Drogba hit the post, Giggs nearly won it with a late strike. In extra time, Drogba got himself sent off, slapped Vidic in the face. It all came down to penalties. Ronaldo missed unbelievably. Petr Cech guessed right and saved it. Then came John Terry with the chance to win it all. Glory was at his feet. He was about to become a Chelsea legend, but he slipped. The ball hit the post, and years later, that moment would still haunt him.
Do you still play it back? I mean, this will...
No, I completely think about it all the time. It still wakes me up of a night. I wake up randomly, weekly I'd say, kind of bang, it's there. Like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
That's when fate flipped. Van der Sar saved the decisive penalty from Anelka, and Manchester United were crowned kings of Europe. For the 3rd time in their history, 50 years after the Munich tragedy, they lifted the most beautiful trophy on the continent. That was the last great dance. The last time Manchester United ruled Europe with an iron fist. Cristiano Ronaldo finished the season with 42 goals in 49 games. He won his first Ballon d'Or. He officially became the best player in the world. Yes, United would go on to win more trophies. Yes, they'd reach another Champions League final, but they never again had that aura, that fear factor, that automatic respect, that perfect storm of elite tactics and out-of-this-world players.